social studies is a review for the test tomorrow. Are we ready?
Yes.
All right, now, Candy is ready. Are you ready?
Yeah. Maybe.
All right, here we go. Who was James Madison? Boy.
The fourth president of the USA.
Yes. And what did he help write? You should know, you are James Madison. No, but what did he help write? I will give you this for the right answer for James. So what did he help write? Something little, just a little something. With Jean. The Bill of Rights. What else? There's just another little piece of literature he helped write. Tessa. The Constitution. A very important piece of literature. Would you say not? Yeah, absolutely. So he was one of the writers of the Constitution. All right. So after we gained independence, after the Revolutionary War, how did Britain treat us? James.
Unfair.
Yes. They also treated us like what? We were their little, just say it.
Brothers and
Yeah.
sisters.
So they did not treat us with a lot of respect. All right. So in 1812, not only were we going to be fighting a war, what other countries were in a war?
Britain and France.
Britain and France. How did this war between Britain and France affect the United States trading? It had a very distinct effect on our trading abilities. Helen?
Because the British were mad at us because we were trading with France.
Well, that's not. So how did the fact that they were fighting, Britain and France, how did that affect our trading? We couldn't, I mean, that's kind of it, but that's not what I'm after. Olivia?
We couldn't trade, so we couldn't make any money.
But why couldn't we trade?
Because there was a war, and they were fighting.
They were fighting. What was preventing us from trading, though? You're right. Who's fighting? You need to understand this is a very key thing. Britain and France. So why was that affecting our trade? You got part of it right. So why was that affecting our trade, though? So could we trade with Britain?
No.
Why? Owen.
Because Britain didn't want us trading with Britain and France.
Okay, so
France didn't want us to trade with Britain.
yes, that is correct. And so because of that, we couldn't trade with anybody. How did that affect our financial situation as a country? It tanked, right? So you need to understand that when we were, hold on. When we started the war in 1812, before that, Britain and France were fighting in a war themselves. Because of that, we could not trade with either countries, because if we traded with France, Britain got angry. If we traded with Britain, France got angry. And so we couldn't trade with anybody. It was a mess. All right. Who declared war on Britain in 1812? Who declared war on Britain in 1812? So Britain and France were already fighting. Who declared war on Britain as well in 1812? Helen?
I forget his last name, but...
No, it's not a he, it's a country. country declared war? Grayson.
United States of America.
Thank you.
And yet no one wanted to fight.
Yeah, the war that no one really wanted to fight. That is very true. So Britain is now in 2 wars. So fun. How did Canada come into play in the War of 1812? What was Canada doing? They are a colony, a very powerful colony of who? Ella. That is correct. But who? Canada is a colony of who? Who owns or who does Canada belong to? A colony is that it was owned by this particular country. What country? Cole.
Britain.
Yes.
Could you please go away, Britain?
What?
I said, could you please go away, Britain?
Yeah, I know. They're causing a lot of headaches for us, aren't they? No, they're not. Nice try. All right, very good. You guys are doing well so far. Any questions so far? True or false? One reason America went to war with Great Britain in 1812 was that British supplied the Indians with weapons. True or false? Emma? True. Whoa, bad throw. All right. What was the fort that America defended against the British? What was the fort? Jeremiah. Fort McHenry. Very good. Oh, bounced off. They do that. All right, good thing they don't break. What was burned down in 1812 during the war? Boy.
The White House.
The White House. Who saved a painting of George Washington? Toby. Who is not on candy? Emmy. Dolly Madison. Very good. Who wrote the Star-Spangled Banner? Who wrote the Star-Spangled Banner, Jonathan? Franklin? No, not. Starts with an F, though. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grant. Yes. Well, Francis Scott Key, but Francis Scott Key. There you go. Good job. His last name. Francis Scott Keyes was his name. Or Key, not Keys. All right. What is patriotism? What is patriotism? What is, some people are going to have to study tonight. Winsheen.
It's someone who shows love and courage for their country.
Beautiful. That is correct. Someone who shows love and respect to their country. Patriotism. That's why people fly flags. All right. What was the result of the 1812 peace treaty? Now, there are different parts to this answer. So what is one? Helen?
All ships were returned.
All ships were returned. Very good. Woo! Let me just, what else? Owen.
Everything was back to normal.
Well, I need more detail. What was back to normal? You were right, but what? Details. Not everything was on, everything is way too broad. We need a more concise answer. Toby.
Things aren't back to normal.
Huh?
Things aren't back to
No, that is not, that's too broad. I need more specifics. What was what are we talking about here? What were we talking about here? Trying to see somebody who doesn't have candy. Luke.
the United States.
James.
No one gained land, nobody lost land.
Thank you. So all ships are returned. Land was not, there's no one gained land and no one lost land. You have to be specific. What was the one thing that we gained, though, from the War of 1812? We gained something very significant. What was that, McKenna?
Respect.
Yes. From who?
Britain.
Yes. Because we fought so well, we were a young country. Remember that one of the very first questions was, number 2 was, how did Britain treat us? Before 1812, we were treated with little respect, like we were the little brother and sister. Now, we have respect after the War of 1812. All right, what is an amendment? What is an amendment? We need to study, friends. Cole.
A change in the Constitution.
Yes, a change in the Constitution. All right, let me get back and cross this out. What is a manufacturer? What is a manufacturer? Sam.
A person makes stuff.
Yeah. What is the American system? There were 3 parts to it. It's a 3-part answer. Emmy. McKenna, give me one.
Trading.
What about trading?
That it can like go faster and make it work.
No. There's something, it has something to do with trading, but it has a very specific answer. What is that? Owen.
Transportation.
Transportation is one thing. Improvement on transportation. What's another, James?
The National Bank.
Yes, the National Bank. Luke.
And the tariff.
Yes. Tariff. Which is what? It has to do with trading, but what is a tariff? McKenna.
It's money that from goods.
Tax. It's a tax. So you were right, but I needed something more specific. All right. So when you need to know the specifics. What is transportation? What is transportation? Tessa.
It like moves you around to other places.
Way to move people or goods. That's right. And that is something that we needed to improve at this time, correct? That was something that needed desperately to be improved. What is a bill? What is a bill? What is a bill? Who does not have candy? Put your candy out in front so I can see. Don't hide them. Sneaky. What is a bill? Toby.
Laws that things that Constitution want to become law.
Has nothing to do with the Constitution. Does have something to do with law. Want to try again? Yes, a statement of rules that Congress wants to become law. Very good. A statement of rules that Congress wants to become a law. That is a bill. Make sure you know this stuff, which means you need to study, right? But we're not done. What is a veto? What is a veto? What is a veto? Just Jonathan.
Refuse the bill.
Yes. Very good. Who was James Monroe? Who was James Monroe? Grayson.
Our fifth president.
Beautiful. Now, James Madison was very popular, and he could have ran a third term because people wanted him to. Why did, this is not part of the, just wanted to see if you all know this. What precedent would have he been breaking if he didn't run on just 2 terms as the president? Whose precedent would he have not withheld? James. Who set the precedent for 2 terms? Jeremiah.
George Washington.
Who?
George Washington.
Yes, very good. Because James Madison respected George Washington so much, he refused to break that precedent. Very good. What was the Monroe Doctrine? What was the Monroe Doctrine? McKenna.
It was like a law or like that said the European nations couldn't come in and take our nation.
Yeah, could not come in and colonize America. The Europeans, especially Britain, had to stay out. Very good. What was the Erie Canal? What was the Erie Canal and who built it? What state government built the Erie Canal and what was its purpose? Ella.
The Erie Canal was a canal that connected the when the Great Lakes to the ocean.
The ocean.
The Atlantic.
Very good. Do you remember what government built it? I'll give you that. That is the Erie Canal. Who remembers what, not government, well, what state government founded or just created the Erie Canal? Luke. Helen.
France.
James.
New York.
There you go, New York. The New York government, so make sure you remember that. All right, so this also is a multiple answer question. What were the differences between the North and the South? I would highly recommend, hint, hint, you knowing this. Oopsie. What is one difference between the North and the South, M?
The North wanted high tariffs and the South wanted low tariffs.
Very good. Tessa.
The North wanted like shipping and manufacturing, and the South food crops.
Very good. All right. Winchine.
The South has slavery, North don't have slavery.
Very good. Yes. Okay. What is the Missouri Compromise? What is the Missouri Compromise? Jonathan.
For any new states below the Missouri line was slavery, and above the Missouri line was freedom.
Very true. However, what entailed the compromise? What would happen? When Missouri decided they wanted to become a state, did they want to be free or slave? Jeremiah.
Slave.
Yes. Why was that a problem for the North? Why did that upset the North? Remember, if you are a state, you have what kind of rights in the government? James.
To choose.
To choose what?
If you want to become a free state or a slave state.
No. So if you are a state that goes beyond that, what do you get to do in Washington, D.C.? You have what kind of power? Owen.
Voting.
Yes. And so if Missouri becomes a state, that means the slave states had 12 states, and the free states only had 11. So voting would no longer be equal. So what was the compromise that they came up with to resolve this problem? Helen.
They made a free state, and the state was called Maine.
Yes, very good. So they just carved a little state out of Massachusetts, just a little state called Maine that was part of Massachusetts, which is a free state. So now they have equal balance of power. They all states, there are 12 free, and there are now 12 slave. The hope was that this would resolve slavery. Did it resolve slavery? Such a silly idea. What is the answer to that? Just say no. Yes. No, it did not, unfortunately. If it did, that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
What is an urban community? Olivia.
It's a city.
Yes. A large or small?
Big.
Yes. Well, I bet you can't put, what is a rural?
Rural.
Rural. Rural. Rural. This is, we cannot say that. A rural community. Rural. Rural. I can't say it. I don't know why. McKenna.
It's like a smaller country that has like farmers and the houses are
Country?
city. It's like a smaller city and there's farmers.
Right. It's a smaller community. Very good. All right. I am going to very highly recommend you all studying on page 70 of your manual, which has a globe on it. All right, so I am going to draw something, but you have to, on page 70 in your manual, let me check to make sure.
Yeah.
In your manual, I believe. You're not going to do it now because that's cheating. But mark in your manual right now, somehow mark 70, page 70 in your manual, but you're not going to study it because that will give you the answers. So put something there, some kind of a bookmark. On 70. because you are going to have to know some certain things that you have to actually study for. But I am going to write, what is the red line, friends, on our globe? Emma, the equator. This is a line of what? Going north and south is the line of what? Toby? Longitude. Very good. Oh, I'm impressed. That was impressive. What are the, oh my God. These lines going west to east are the line of what? Tessa? Latitude. And what does this line represent? Cole? Prime meridian, which breaks the lines of longitude in half, like the equator breaks the lines of latitude. Study that. Now, the lines of latitude go west to east. So they're going to be marked by line or by degrees, like 34, 35 degrees. What? If we're going this way, is that going to be longitude or latitude? Yes. So, and then if we do this, they go north 35 degrees. North is what? James? Longitude? Yes. So just know that. East and west, north and south. So the east and west are going to be going this way, the north and south are going to go that way. You just have to know your directions, okay? That is very important. All right, we're done with that. Good job.
Yay.
All right. True or false? The Northerners focus on shipping and manufacturing. True or false? Did the Northerners focus on shipping and manufacturing? Emmy? True. True is correct. True or false? The Southerners did not grow crops or have plantations. True or false? The Southerners did not grow crops or have plantations. Sam?
False.
Very good. They're big. What was the biggest crop that they owned? What was the big crop? Not owned, grew. What was the biggest crop they grew? Oh gosh, the time. What was the most popular or the largest crop the Southerners grew? Grant. Yes. Why? Why did the Southerners grow predominantly cotton? I mean, they grew tobacco, they grew other crops, but cotton was most definitely their biggest crop. Why? Christian.
Make clothes.
They what?
Make clothes.
Right, it did make clothes, but that's not why they grew the cotton. What about cotton was specific to why they grew it? I mean, why is it the most popular crop? Ella.
Because cotton doesn't spoil like cotton.
Oh, geez, that was a horrible pass. It's over on your other side of your chair. That is correct. It was not, it didn't spoil. Okay, one more, we're done. Well, we already did this, but let's, because I did it and I combined it with one of our first questions. Who helped with the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and encouraged people to accept them? Who helped with the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and encouraged people to accept them? Boy.
James Madison.
Oh, yes, you better get that, James. That is it. Bravo.